Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It is Saturday morning. It is Labor Day weekend. I'm here to review my Big Fat Fabulous Life Season 9, Episode 3. I'm trying to film in natural light. My apartment's situated in such a corner that I'm mostly in the shade, which is nice because it keeps the apartment cool, but I don't get a ton of natural light, which is a bummer. Also, I'm here with my iced coffee. I really just want to show off my new mugs. Aren't they cute? You can see I'm like trying to do a little housekeeping. I'm washing my bedding because I'm getting out of here this afternoon. I'm getting out of the city. So let's review this episode. It shouldn't be too long. It was a little lackluster in my opinion. Did I mention it's episode 3, title Will You Be My Surrogate? So let's just jump into it. First things first, Whitney's family. Hunter goes over to Whitney's house to let her know what happened with their mom when she tripped on the curb and fell and hurt her back. Apparently, she has been suffering from some back issues for a while, so this is just sort of exacerbated it all. He tells her that, you know, when he's home with her and their dad, he often hears her sort of like crying out in pain, particularly when she's going up and down the stairs. If you remember last season, Whitney was trying to get her parents to move their upstairs bedroom to the downstairs bedroom because the dad had slipped and fallen, and they were just adamantly against doing that. It probably is a good idea that they do move their bedroom downstairs, but you know, I think understandably, you know, yes, they're older, but they don't want to be made to feel like they're children and they're being told what to do. You know, they want to do things on their own time. So I think they will eventually, but Whitney's frustrated. So she decides to make an appointment at the chiropractor's office for her mom to get her back checked out. So both Hunter and Whitney take Babs, that's their mom's name, Babs Bunny. Did you guys ever watch Looney Tunes back in the day? Yeah, so they take Babs Bunny to the chiropractor, and all three sit with the chiropractor, and he's asking Babs questions, and Whitney and Hunter keep jumping in and answering for her, telling the doctor, oh, you know, this happens, and then that happens, and then she'll do this, and she'll do that, and Babs is just shaking her head, letting them know, hey, you know, I'm a grown-ass woman. I can answer for myself. You know, I did birth you two knuckleheads, so give me a break. Give me some space. The doctor takes Babs into the room to lay on the bed, and I felt so bad because clearly she's in pain. You know, when she was just sitting talking to the doctor, she was like, ah, you know, like she didn't even move. It seems like she has these sort of back spasms. I'm no chiropractor, so I don't know if they're spasms, but you know, something's definitely wrong. So they get her on the bed. The doctor does some adjustments, some realignments to take the pressure off. That helps for now. He has some exercises, homework he has for Babs to do, and then he's going to meet with her, I think, like in a couple days to keep working on her back. So I think it's going to take a little time to get things straightened out, pun intended. So that's kind of where they're at with their mom. I hope she feels better and is doing well. The next storyline we touched on was Whitney wants to be a personal trainer. This is something she's been wanting to do for the past couple seasons. She's been studying, but she has yet to take the test. So she goes to meet Jessica, her weightlifting trainer and now her business partner with No BS Active, at the gym. Jessica's dad owns the gym. Is his name Will? I didn't catch his name. I'm sorry. I'll get it next time. She goes to meet Jessica at the gym. This is the first time she's been back to the gym since it was shut down. She has met up with Jessica, you know, to do workouts, but, you know, out in a park or wherever. So, you know, it's good to be back. You know, Whitney's into weightlifting and weightlifting competitions, but she has done zero weightlifting this past year. Understandable. So Jessica just kind of wants to see where Whitney is at, how much she might have regressed, you know, where they need to pick up in terms of how much weight she can lift. Now, when they're doing this, Whitney, by Jessica's own admission, is very negative. You know, anytime Jessica says, okay, you know, at first Jessica just says, okay, try the 20-pound bar, okay, try the 40-pound bar. When they start getting higher, Whitney starts getting more, not just negative, but, you know, yeah, I can't do that. Oh, there's no way. Like, I'm not even, but, you know, ultimately she does it and finds that she can do it. And Jessica says that she finds it hard to reconcile how Whitney, who wants to be a personal trainer, is going to be able to train people, motivate them, push them when she has such a hard time even pushing herself or trusting in her own capabilities, you know. And this I can totally relate to, because I think it was back in like 2014, 15, I hired a personal trainer because I was at my heaviest, I was super unhealthy, and I totally, being honest, I have no motivation to go to the gym. Like I need to be accountable to somebody. And I know if I'm paying you, then I'll show up. You know, I'm not going to lose my money. I mean, yes, you could cancel and, you know, reschedule, but if I have an appointment, I will show up for that. So I would say the first month with my trainer, who actually she's a friend now, her name is Jane, reminds me a lot of Jessica, just a beautiful girl in great shape. For the first month, you know, I would show up and Jane would have these circuits for me, or she'd want me to lift weights. And it was always sort of a battle. Like I would tell, like, I can't do that. I don't want to, 10 pounds. Like, you know, I would ultimately do it again, because I'm paying you to tell me what to do, but it wasn't without, you know, an attitude. So after about a month, we went to go do like a weigh-in. I maybe lost a few pounds, nothing major. And Jane said, hey, sit down. I want to have a conversation with you. And it was a conversation. And she said, okay, listen, you come in here, I have you work out, but I need to tell you, your attitude, it's not fun to be around. And, you know, if you want to come in here and go through the motions and give me your money, I mean, it's a business, I'll take it, but I'd rather not, because I know that in the end, because it was like going to be like 3 months. She said, in the end, you are not going to meet any of the goals that you have set for yourself. No way. And again, I could take your money if that's what you want, but I'd rather not, because that's not the kind of trainer I want to be. I don't want to just take your money and see you get nowhere. And also, you know, if you do want to come back and you really want these results, you need to find a way to make peace with working out, because I can tell you don't like it. You come in here and you make me feel like I'm torturing you, like I'm holding a gun to your head, and it's kind of miserable to be around. And that's probably what struck me the most, because more than anything, I never want to be a person that people feel miserable around. Like, I never want to give that off. And she was right, and I knew it. And I knew it was hard for her to tell me this, because, you know, this is business. I could have looked at her and said, how dare you? You're out of line. I'm out of here. You know, I'm paying you. But instead, I really took it to heart, and I appreciated it. You know, she told me, you know, this was like the end of our week session, so there was gonna be like a 3-day break, you know, before I would see her again. She said, you know, think about it, like, because, you know, really, you're wasting your money, and I don't want you to waste your money. Like, it's better if you just, I'll give you your money back and you be on your way, because otherwise you're just not going to get anywhere. So I went home, I thought about it, and I really knew I have to make peace with working out, because for me, I mean, yeah, you feel good afterwards, but I'm not somebody who, like, oh, my stress is relieved and it's where I let loose. Like, I don't like working out. It's not fun for me. Never has been, but I knew it was important to do. So when I went back, it's like the switch flipped, and I went in with a positive attitude. You know, if she asked me to do something, if in my mind I thought, oh, that's crazy, well, I'm gonna try it anyway, give it my best. You know, she's gonna ask me to lift 1,000 pounds. Well, you'll see when I can't lift it, hey, at least I tried. And when I tell you, I got into the best shape of my life and maintained it for like a good 3 years. I mean, you know, I gained some of it back, I moved, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, it makes a difference. And it's surprising to me that at this juncture, Whitney kind of isn't there yet, that she's still sort of fighting it, you know? And so they finish up their kind of session, weightlifting, and she does all the things that, you know, she's able to do all the things that Jessica asks. And then Jessica says, hey, why don't you go talk to my dad and ask about maybe like getting a job here at the gym when you're certified. Whitney doesn't want to do that, and I'm with her, because it's kind of like counting your chickens before they hatch, counting your eggs before they hatch, putting the cart before the horse, you know what I mean? Like, because you're not even certified, so it's sort of a moot point conversation to have. But Jessica says, no, like, just go talk to him, just see what he says, because apparently not only is it like kind of counting your eggs before they hatch, but also Whitney and Jessica's dad have a history. Apparently he was her first trainer at the gym, and they gave us this flashback where he pretty much dropped her as a client because he caught her eating like cookies in the car. I didn't see that season. If you guys did, leave the particulars and details in the comments below. But he dropped her, so they kind of have this history where she thinks that maybe he doesn't take her seriously, or doesn't see how serious she is about working out and health. So, but there's a respect between them. So she goes to talk to him and tells him like, hey, how are you? I just want to let you know I want to be a personal trainer. I've been studying and I want to know like when I get my certification, do you think I could maybe work here? Like, what would I need to do? Do I have to bring clients? And he says, oh, he's kind of surprised. And he says, okay, first of all, to work here, everybody needs two things. They need to be certified and they need to have insurance. Apparently the certification that Whitney is pursuing is like the best, highest board certification you can get. And I think like the toughest to pass. So that's good. She's on the right path. But he also says, you might have sort of this strike against you, right or wrong, fair or not. People who come in looking for a personal trainer are going to look at you and probably not want to pick you first because you don't necessarily look the healthiest. She's heavier. Again, fair or unfair, right or wrong, and she's aware of that. But her attitude is, yeah, I know people are going to look at me a certain way, but I'm not here for those people. I'm here for the bigger people who might be intimidated to go into a gym, or when they do get here, feel like there's things they can't do because of their size. But when they see me, they'll see that they can do anything, and they may not see the muscles underneath the fat, but they're there. And he says, I'm not worried about your skill level. Like, I know you can do it. It's just maybe sort of the perception that people will have. But again, Whitney's sort of stance is that, although she might not have the best sort of motivation for herself, where Jessica's trying to push her, she's very confident that she can be motivating and inspiring to others. So, but I think, like I said, what Jessica's point is, you have to reconcile that and kind of believe in yourself and believe that you can, you know what I'm trying to say? I don't know if I'm making sense, but the dad says, well, get certified and we can talk about this later, but I'm excited for you, anything's possible. So it was a good conversation, and that's where we left it. The next storyline we kind of were introduced to was Whitney is wanting to look into freezing her eggs so that she can have a child later on. Apparently, again, in a past season that I did not see, she had gone to the fertility clinic to see like where she was in terms of how many eggs she had, or if she would be healthy enough to have a child or carry a child on her own. At the time, the fertility doctor told her she had about 14 or 15 eggs that were viable and great. And so she could have frozen then, but she didn't, I think because she was a little bit younger and thought, she still had time to meet somebody and kind of let it happen the old-fashioned way. But now, again, she's about to turn 37. There is no man in her life, not like seriously anyway. And so she wants to go back and see where she's at and if she can freeze her eggs now. And she's hoping she can, because if she can't, she'll really kick herself that she let that opportunity slip. So when she goes to the doctor, he does the examination. He says that yes, she has eggs that they can freeze, but probably should do it sooner rather than later. And probably she'd need a surrogate, somebody to carry the child for her. So this is all good news to Whitney. When she leaves the clinic, she calls her friend Heather. She FaceTimes her to let her know, like, hey, I'm at the clinic. I just got good news. I have eggs. We can freeze them so I can have my own biological child someday. And Heather tells her, that's great. So who's carrying the baby for you? And she says, well, you are. You offered. And Heather says, yeah, I offered like 6 years ago. Like, bitch, I am just as old as you are. Don't nobody want to be pregnant at 40 years old. She's like, I can't imagine. Like, my body's changing. It's not what it used to be. But she does say she will still carry the baby for Whitney. But, we got to do this now. Like, don't nobody want to be 45 and pregnant. So, we'll see what happens. I don't know if Whitney is open to being like a single mom and doing it on her own, maybe, or if she's, still would rather like wait until she's in a relationship to, do that parenting with somebody else. I'm not really sure. I guess we'll see. But I suppose it is smart for her to do this, if she does indeed want her own biological children. So that's that. We're going to close it out now with her and the Frenchman. They set up a virtual date. He FaceTimes her from the Louvre. I don't know why she didn't go out somewhere in Greensboro, like, to show him, but she's at home. That's fine. It's whatever. She tells him though right away, like, oh, the Louvre, Paris, the last time I was there, my ex-fiance Chase, he proposed to me on top of the Eiffel Tower. Why? I never understand why people talk about their exes with like their new potential prospect. I don't, they're canceled. they don't exist anymore in my mind. But he asks her, oh, so does that mean like you don't ever want to go to the Eiffel Tower? Is it bad memories? She says, no, not at all. She doesn't see it that way. This is where he asks her, you know, he doesn't understand how someone as beautiful and charismatic and successful as her is finding such a hard time meeting somebody, you know, finding somebody to have a relationship with. And again, I can relate. It's tough. It's hard dating, meeting somebody, especially in times like this where things are closed. Well, they're kind of starting to reopen, but dating sucks. And, you know, especially in LA, everywhere though. It's really everywhere. It's hard. So she says, you know, after her breakup with Chase, she feels very kind of broken and vulnerable, and she's questioning herself. So she tells the Frenchman that she's actually thinking of getting like weight loss surgery. And he says, you know, that's fine to do if that's something you want to do for yourself to feel better about yourself, but don't do it for anybody else. Don't do it because you think, you know, it's going to attract more men to you, or because, you know, it's going to make you think it's going to like make you beautiful in a different way. Because he says, you know, you're perfect just the way you are. You're beautiful just as is. And that is very sweet. That's what everyone wants to hear. And, you know, she appreciates that. So, you know, that was pretty much it. You know, she's just liking him even more. But a side note, I was reading online. Typically every day I like to just catch up on entertainment news and gossip, and there was an article, I think in People magazine, about Whitney coming out against all the haters, basically telling her that, you know, this relationship is fake, or if it's not fake, he's probably really ashamed of you and doesn't really want to be with you because he's hiding himself. And she's saying, no, that's not it at all. Obviously, we know that she will go to Paris to see him. He's out and about with her. They're taking pictures. He just doesn't want to be on this show, which I can understand. I wouldn't want to be on a reality show. I'm very private. I mean, contrary to me having this channel, but especially when it comes to relationships, I would not want that all over the TV for people to judge. And she's basically, what she's saying is, you know, the reason why he's hiding is because, I mean, here, you're proving it right now. You're already questioning him, tearing him to shreds, you know, and who needs that, especially after what happened with Chase, you know, the grief he got online after the whole breakup and cheating scandal, you know, everybody calling him like a fuck boy. Well, I mean, if we are to believe that that's 100% true, then he is a cheating fuck boy. I mean, if it's not, you know, wasn't totally true and it was a little, a relationship for TV, well then maybe he isn't a fuck boy, you know, but that's what you're putting out there. So I mean, it's not right. I'm not about being a troll. I don't follow these people on Instagram. I don't have the time nor the energy, nor do I care enough to like reach out. So, you know, if this is a real relationship for Whitney with the Frenchman, and I'm gonna believe that it is at this point, you know, you guys give her a break. Like I said, dating is hard. Meeting people are hard. Probably even more so when you have a reality television show and you have millions of people commenting on your life. So let's give her some space. Let's let her figure it out and we'll see what happens. I mean, only time will tell. So what I'm basically saying is leave her alone. Leave Chase alone. Leave the Frenchman alone. Let's just watch the show and enjoy it for what it is. Yeah? Yeah? No? Yeah? I think we should. Okay. Anyway, that's it, you guys. Rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the show so far. It's a little slow. I don't know if it's going to get any more exciting than this. Maybe when she goes to Paris and we kind of sort of meet Frenchman, you know, behind the blurriness. We'll see. Anyway, you guys have a great Labor Day weekend, and I will see you all next time for something. All right? Bye.